Today is Thursday, May 28th. Welcome to Big Book Daily. My name is Rob. I am an alcoholic. It is a thrill, honor, and joy to be here with you today as we journey through the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous and the 12 Steps and 12 Traditions. Today out of the Big Book, we're on Chapter 9, The Family Afterward. We will read the rest of page 132 and part of 133. Out of the 12 and 12, we are finally back to the traditions. We're on Tradition 6. We'll read page 155. And of course, we'll read the 24 hours a day and daily reflection. So with that, hope you all are doing well this beautiful Friday Eve. Life is good over here. As I'm recording this, it's a hot one already. It's already 75 degrees. Getting the pool ladder ready to go for the kiddos. They're all excited. And I think we're going to have a nice pool day today. So with that, let's go ahead and get to the good stuff. Alright, my friends, so if you recall from yesterday's reading out of the Big Book, it was an interesting line on page 132 that we have been speaking to you of serious and sometimes tragic things. We've been dealing with alcohol in its worst aspect, but we aren't a glum lot. And I love this next line. If newcomers could see no joy or fun in our existence, they wouldn't want it. And then the next line is the best. Sounds like a command almost. We absolutely insist on enjoying life. Man, that sounds a whole lot better than just not drinking, right? We absolutely insist on enjoying life. And I'm guilty of this. My old prejudice was that AA was just these miserable people gathered around just saying, hey, we're not going to drink today. We're not drinking today. And that was it. I had no idea the freedom and the peace and the joy that sobriety's gifts could bring. So great stuff. So we're going to build on that on 132, the bottom, and part of 133. So we think that cheerfulness and laughter make for usefulness. Outsiders are sometimes shocked when we burst into merriment over a seemingly tragic experience out of the past. But why shouldn't we laugh? We have recovered and have been given the power to help others. Everybody knows that those in bad health and those who seldom play do not laugh much. So let each family play together or separately as much as their circumstances warrant. We are sure that God wants us to be happy, joyous, and free. We cannot subscribe to the belief that this life is a vale of tears, though it once was just that for many of us. But it is clear that we made our own misery. God didn't do it. Avoid then the deliberate manufacture of misery. But if trouble comes, cheerfully capitalize it as an opportunity to demonstrate His omnipotence. Out of the 12 steps and 12 traditions, we are on Tradition 6 today. An AA group ought never endorse, finance, or lend the AA name to any related facility or outside enterprise, lest problems of money, property, and prestige divert us from our primary purpose. Page 155. The moment we saw that we had an answer for alcoholism, it was reasonable, or so it seemed at the time, for us to feel that we might have the answer to a lot of other things. The AA groups, many thought, could go into business, might finance any enterprise whatever in the total field of alcoholism. In fact, we felt duty-bound to throw the whole weight of the AA name behind any meritorious cause. Here are some of the things that we dreamed. Hospitals didn't like alcoholics, so we thought we'd build a hospital chain of our own. People needed to be told what alcoholism was, so we'd educate the public, even rewrite school and medical textbooks. We'd gather up derelicts from Skid Rows, sort out those who could get well, and make it possible for the rest to earn their livelihood in a kind of quarantine confinement. Maybe these places would make large sums of money to carry on our other good works. We seriously thought of rewriting the laws of the land and having declared that alcoholics are sick people. No more would they be jailed. Judges would parole them in our custody. We'd spill AA into the dark regions of dope addiction and criminality. We'd form groups of depressive and paranoid folks. The deeper the neurosis, the better we'd like it. It stood to reason that if alcoholism could be licked, so could any problem. "24 hours a day, May 28th. AA thought for the day. In AA, we learn that since we are alcoholics, we can be uniquely useful people. That is, we can help other alcoholics when perhaps somebody who had not had our experience with drinking could not help them. That makes us uniquely useful. The AAs are a unique group of people because they've taken their own greatest defeat and failure and sickness and used it as a means of helping others. We who have been through the same things are the ones who can best help the other alcoholics. Do I believe that I can be uniquely useful? Meditation for the day. I should try to practice the presence of God. I can feel that He is with me and near me, protecting and strengthening me, always. In spite of every difficulty, every trial, every failure, the presence of God suffices. Just to believe that He is near me brings me strength and peace. I should try to live as though God were beside me. I cannot see Him because I was not made with the ability to see Him, else there'd be no room for faith. But I can feel His Spirit with me. Prayer for the day. I pray that I may practice feeling the presence of God. I pray that by doing so, I may never feel alone or helpless again. Daily Reflection, May 28th. Equal Rights. At one time or another, most AA groups go on rulemaking benders. After a time, fear and intolerance subside, and we realize that we do not wish to deny anyone his chance to recover from alcoholism. We wish to be just as inclusive as we can, never exclusive. AA Tradition, How It Developed, pages 10 through 12. AA offered me complete freedom and accepted me into the fellowship for myself. Membership did not depend on conformity, financial success, or education, and I am so grateful for that. I often ask myself if I extend the same equality to others, or if I deny them the freedom to be different. Today, I try to replace my fear and intolerance with faith, patience, love, and acceptance. I can bring these strengths to my AA group, my home, and my office. I make an effort to bring my positive attitude everywhere that I go. I have neither the right nor the responsibility to judge others. Depending on my attitude, I can view newcomers to AA, family members and friends as menaces or as teachers. When I think of some of my past judgments, it is clear how much my self-righteousness caused me spiritual harm. All right, my friends, that concludes today's reading and some beautiful stuff. And I can definitely see how the big book and the 24 hours a day are related. It's beautiful, right? 133 in the big book, it says here, we are sure that God wants us to be happy, joyous, and free. We cannot subscribe to the belief that this life is a vale of tears. It doesn't have to be. And I love this part. It's clear that, we made our own misery. God didn't do it. Avoid then the deliberate, that means on purpose, manufacture of misery. Is anyone else like me and you replayed stuff from the past and you start to get angry again? Whether it's at somebody else or at yourself? Well, okay, maybe it was just me, but I have many times manufactured my own misery. But the fact is that I woke up today, May 28th, Friday Eve, right? Yesterday's done. can't change any of the things that I did yesterday. I can learn from my mistakes, though. And I can try to put my best foot forward today and act my way into the right thinking. Ever have that feeling, I don't feel like it. I don't feel like going to the meeting. I don't feel like doing this or praying or whatever. If I go, nah, but I need to. Act my way. Get my hind end up out of the bed. Go into the garage. Of course, let the cats in. And then get on my knees and pray. Do some service work. Before long, after the action, my feelings follow. So sometimes I have to act my way into the right thinking. And then I love this last line, but if trouble comes, cheerfully capitalize it as an opportunity to demonstrate His omnipotence. So on those character building days, I try to thank God. Now, this is on the good days. I try to thank God for the opportunity to grow. And I try to celebrate the failures that I've made, which is very, very unnatural for me. I was so used to beating myself up for so long, but now it's like, hey, I didn't respond well. All right. What do I need to learn from this? Okay, what's going on with my soul here? Okay, what do I need to turn over so that I can be a better person tomorrow? Or maybe the rest of the day. But I love that. And then a lot of times when I look back through the past and I all those hardships, I see, of course in hindsight, right? I see that my higher power was all over it. And I've landed on my feet. I've learned the most in the hard times. It's true. I don't learn as much, seems like, in the good times. But when my world's been shaken up and I realize there's a hole in my soul, that's when I spiritually grow, if I'm willing to put in the work. It's great stuff. And, talking about the practice of the presence of God, right? That was in the 24 hours a day. That made me think of a great book that I found a few years ago, and I hope you don't mind. This is a quick book recommendation. Guess what it's called? The Practice of the Presence of God by Brother Lawrence. And I'll read you the back real quick. This is a very, very short read. It was actually a collection of letters, so I'll read the back. 300 years ago, an uneducated lay cook in French monastery discovered how to enjoy a profound awareness of God moment by moment, even in the midst of busyness and distraction. The practice of the presence of God reveals Brother Lawrence's secrets. Brimming with wisdom and spiritual insight, this classic memoir of the devotional life witnesses to the joy available to all who seek Him. Buddy, that sounds a lot like our reading today, doesn't it? I have read this book so many times. It's basically this guy is interviewing this French monk who just seems so spiritually happy and joyous and free, just like we talked about. And it's just several conversations. But one of my favorite lines is I think it's on page 8. And there's a little heading here. It says, "Simplicity is the key to divine assistance." And I love the bottom of page 8. It says here that when he had failed in his duty, he only confessed his fault, saying to God, "I shall never do otherwise if you leave me to myself. 'Tis you must hinder my falling and mend what is amiss." That after this, he gave himself no further uneasiness about it. That we ought to act with God in the greatest simplicity, speaking to Him frankly and plainly, and imploring His assistance in our affairs, that God never failed to grant it, as he had often experienced. And I wrote a little line here, be real. Talk to God as if He was an intimate friend. Don't have to sound fancy, don't have to do anything like that. And I love the part where it says that after this, he gave himself no further uneasiness about it. When he gave it to God, he didn't stress over it anymore. He didn't beat himself up going, I can't believe he did that, Rob. Oh, just you call yourself a Christian. You call yourself sober and you did that? He didn't do that. He gave whatever he was struggling with God, trusted that He would take care of it, and let it go. And then he talks about, he was a dishwasher. He would talk about how he would worship his higher power while washing the dishes and doing the daily tasks And this was, 300 years ago? In the midst of busyness and distraction? Can you imagine the busyness and distraction we have here in 2026? But at the same time, it's no different. We can live happy, joyous, and free in the middle of a storm. These are all things I learned in sobriety. And I'm continuing to learn, right? I've made some selfish decisions in the last few weeks, and I have done some step work about it, but my brain still, as a budding 40-year-old, replays this junk and beats myself up. So I need to be reminded of this every single day. It's the daily, if not hourly, if not minute-by-minute reset. To pivot and to live happy, joyous, and free today. Great stuff. But my friends, I have rambled on way over. I hope you all have a great one today. If you're sober, I hope you know that you're a miracle. And those who love you are very proud of you. And if you're not sober today, I hope you know that you're a miracle as well. That you have great worth and value and your story's not done yet. So today I just pray that you have the honesty, open-mindedness, and willingness to make the first step toward change today. Whatever that looks like for you. And you don't have to do it alone. We've got your back. And by letting us help you, you're helping us. And as always, I don't speak on behalf of AA, NA, Al-Anon, any other sect or denomination. I am just a drunk in this lifeboat of recovery, honored to be here one more day. And if you're given another set of 24 hours, my friends, I sincerely look forward to seeing you right back here tomorrow.